They are going for the R rating, and you know, that seems to be the way adults want it. Okay, that's fine. But on the other hand, all right, I know that my 11-year-old kid, if she tells me she's going to a movie, I know that she's not going to walk into a theater and see Deep Throat. Okay, that's my protection.
Because under 17 is not admitted without a parent into the theater.
What I'm getting at here also is that we're not. We're not trying to take away anybody's right to say anything. I'm the last person in the world who's going to try to take away somebody's freedom of speech. I do think that you're selling the American people short, all right? Because I don't think the people in this country would allow their constitutional rights to be taken away from them that easily, all right? I give them a lot more credit than that.
You know, many times in an album, the lyrics will be on the inside of the jacket sleeve. Do you think a great deal of writers actually would resent having their lyrics printed? Most of them are proud of their lyrics. I'm not sure that there might be a backlash against that.
Here's the problem. If you see lyrics on an album right now, the chances are that the person who's singing the album wrote the song and owns the publishing, so he's putting it on there as a public service. But what about the people who are songwriters who are not performers? They have rights to the exploitation of those lyrics. So if you want to have lyrics on everything, it's going to have to be across the board.
Perhaps that's what I'm saying. Perhaps it could be a voluntary thing.
Well, it won't be voluntary.
That's
because
exactly right. It won't be.
Here's the problem. If a person is an independent songwriter who is not a performer, they sell their songs to somebody like Linda Ronstadt or whatever, and you write love songs, okay? And then Linda or somebody else decides, well, just to give the album an extra little push, I'm going to record a song by Prince. So here's your love song along with 5 other love songs with absolutely no lascivious material in it at all, included on the same album with 1 song that's got something else in it, okay? If you have a rating system, that one little other song in there gives it an X, and you have just been stigmatized.
Frank, how would you handle it? You've been around this business a long time.
Well, what I've suggested is that the PMRC, if they really do have all the support, which they don't, they have only 10,000 letters as opposed to approximately 30 million record buyers in the United States. This is not the tail wagging the dog, this is the flea wagging the tail trying to wag the dog. And they want to have all this stuff installed. But if you want it, you should find a way to pay for it. And you shouldn't ask the artist to pay for it, the record company shouldn't pay for it, and the songwriter shouldn't pay for it.
The customer should pay for it.
Well, I don't even think the customer should pay for it because not all customers want it.
Well, who's going to pay for it, Frank?
The PMRC, if they want it so bad, let them figure out how to pay for it.
This isn't true.
Does it come down to the fact that the parents aren't doing their jobs?
That's nonsense. It really is nonsense. Really what it comes down to is, if you were to ask me how I would handle this, I would handle this exactly the way that we're trying to do it. Make people aware of what, I think a lot of parents just honestly are not aware of what the kids are listening to, and they need to be aware. And if this issue's done anything, it's at least, you know, awaken them to that fact.
That's right. I think it has.
What we're really talking about here is dollars and cents, all right? The companies don't want to spend the money. The artists don't want it for one reason, because when the parents become aware and they stop their kids from buying stuff that's, as far as I'm concerned, is trash if you're peddling it to 9, 10, 11-year-old kids, it's going to hit the artist's pocketbook, all right? And what it boils down to is that they're exploiting children.
All right, let's take a little studio vote right now. How many of you would like to see some voluntary controls on this kind of recording material? If you'll just applaud. Applaud. Okay, how many are content with the way things are going right now?
Would you ask them how many of them are parents?
Okay, good point. How many of you are parents?
Thank you.
Okay, I guess that is...
How many of them expect to be parents in the next 15 to 20 minutes?
Outside of you, Frank, none of us, I guess. Frank, thanks very much for coming by. Rick, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
We're right back with the news and the weather.